The India-Pakistan relationship is once again on a knife's edge. On May 6, 2025, India launched a series of airstrikes against targets inside Pakistan. India called this Operation Sindoor. It claimed these strikes were targeting terrorist infrastructure. Pakistan quickly retaliated. They fired missiles into Indian-administered Kashmir. Both sides claim they avoided civilian casualties. However, reports from the ground paint a different picture. This latest escalation is deeply troubling. It marks a significant increase in tensions between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The risk of miscalculation is very real. The international community must urge both sides to show restraint. We need to prevent this situation from spiraling further out of control. The consequences of a full-blown conflict between India and Pakistan would be catastrophic. The world watches with bated breath. Will cooler heads prevail? Or are we on the brink of a disaster? The coming days will be crucial in determining the trajectory of this dangerous situation. Reports are emerging of civilian casualties. A missile strike on Bahawalpur, Pakistan, hit a religious seminary. This strike tragically killed a child. 2 adults were also injured. 29 others were injured in the attack. This includes 6 women and 4 children. They are being treated at Bahawal Victoria Hospital. In Muzaffarabad, Azad Jammu and Kashmir, missiles hit a mosque and other areas. 3 people were injured. A young girl, 15-year-old Nimra, was among those hurt. Thankfully, she is expected to recover. These are not just statistics. These are human lives. Each number represents a family torn apart, a community living in fear. The human cost of this conflict is immeasurable. It is a stark reminder of the devastating impact of violence and the urgent need for peace. The rhetoric from both sides has been heated. Pakistan's military condemned the Indian strikes. They vowed a befitting reply. India maintains its actions were focused, measured, and non-escalatory. They insist they targeted only terrorist infrastructure. However, the presence of civilian casualties raises serious questions. The situation remains volatile. Pakistan closed its airspace following the strikes. They also put their hospitals on high alert. India has ordered nationwide civil defense drills. The fear is palpable. People on both sides of the border are bracing for the worst. The international community is deeply concerned. The UN Secretary-General called for de-escalation. He urged both sides to avoid civilian casualties. The United States, China, and other world powers have also expressed their concern. They are urging restraint and dialogue. However, history suggests that these calls for calm often go unheeded. The India-Pakistan rivalry is deeply entrenched. It is fueled by decades of mistrust and animosity. Breaking this cycle of violence will require a concerted effort from both sides. It also demands sustained engagement from the international community. Section 5. A History of Conflict. The roots of the India-Pakistan conflict run deep. They are intertwined with the tumultuous partition of British India in 1947. The partition led to one of the largest mass migrations in human history. It also ignited widespread communal violence. In the aftermath of partition, India and Pakistan have fought 3 major wars. They have also engaged in numerous smaller skirmishes. The Kashmir issue remains a major flashpoint. Both India and Pakistan claim the region in its entirety. They have fought 2 wars over it. The line of control which divides the region remains heavily militarized. It is a constant reminder of the unresolved tensions between the 2 countries. Section 6. The Shadow of Nuclear Weapons. Adding to the complexity of the situation is the fact that both India and Pakistan possess nuclear weapons. This dangerous reality hangs over the conflict like a dark cloud. It raises the stakes immeasurably. Any miscalculation, any escalation that spins out of control could have unimaginable consequences. The international community must impress upon both India and Pakistan the absolute necessity of avoiding any action that could lead to a nuclear exchange. The consequences would be catastrophic not just for the Indian subcontinent, but for the entire world. Section 7. The Path Forward. Dialogue and Diplomacy. The only way to break this cycle of violence is through dialogue and diplomacy. Both sides must come to the table with a willingness to listen to each other's concerns and find common ground. This will not be easy. It will require patience, compromise, and a genuine desire for peace. The international community can play a constructive role in facilitating such a dialogue. It can help build trust, provide mediation, and offer incentives for peace. But ultimately, it is up to India and Pakistan to choose the path of peace over the path of conflict. Section 8. The role of the international community. The international community has a responsibility to do everything in its power to prevent a nuclear catastrophe. This means using all diplomatic channels to urge restraint and de-escalation. It also means providing support for confidence-building measures between India and Pakistan. Furthermore, the international community should be prepared to provide humanitarian assistance to those affected by the conflict. This includes providing medical care, shelter, and other essential supplies to civilians caught in the crossfire. The human cost of this conflict must not be ignored. Section 9. Conclusion. Towards a lasting peace. The road to peace between India and Pakistan will be long and arduous. But it is a journey that must be taken. The alternative, another war between these nuclear-armed neighbors, is simply unthinkable. The world holds its breath, hoping that wiser counsel will prevail. The future of millions hangs in the balance. Let us hope that this latest escalation serves as a wake-up call, a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the urgent need to find a lasting solution to this long-standing conflict.